boys have probably been ready for the last 10 days for a game, and to get rid of some nerves and to get out there and put some of our structures into play and see how they roll against an opposition. I think the boys will be pretty happy with the effort, yeah.
Don't often get a pre-season game on a nice day, 15-11, do you, with one try in it?
I'm pretty sure most of the boys wouldn't have called it a nice day at the kick-off. It was steaming, but it was good to bring the game to Queenstown. A lot of people here that maybe don't get over the hill so much, so it's good to bring the game here.
Good to see some structure on defence. So often in these early season games that can be a weak part of the game. Yeah,
we've worked hard on both aspects of our game, and attack defence, and competing against each other and testing that quite hard in the last 3 weeks. So it stood up under some pressure, so I was pretty happy.
And all the new guys, everyone getting a run, that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've promoted competition in the squad, and it's very evident. There's a lot of that across the board this year, so we wanted the boys to be able to have a go at that and feel that competition in the squad.
And I thought we saw the dedication in the last couple of minutes when they defended that slender lead.
Yeah, they made some really good decisions. That's what I was looking for, and they positioned themselves accordingly and had a look at what's in front, so I was pretty happy.
And not too many hard knocks, can't afford any bad breaks this time of year.
Yeah, there were a couple of bits and pieces, but no, not a lot, yeah.
Yeah, my lungs are starting to come right at the end there, but it was so hot in that first half. It just absolutely zapped you.
That is the point of today, though, is to test the fitness levels, and you guys came through well.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely awesome. I couldn't be more proud of the boys. I mean, that first half we stuck to our guns on D. Well, I mean, quite to the system, but scramble defence was absolutely phenomenal.
It just showed what this game meant to you in the last few minutes, protecting that lead.
Yeah, I mean, it means everything, you want to keep going forward, and getting wins on the board right from the start's a great bonus, boosts the morale a bit in the team, and just want to keep ticking on to the next game next week.
I thought you turned over quite a bit of ball, maybe didn't use it the best every time, but pinched a lot of ball.
Oh yeah, everyone turned over a lot of pill, and you just got to be a bit more patient, I think. But that's what these games are like in the first few games. Anyway, everyone's excited to get the ball in their hands. It's been a couple of months since we played last, so I reckon the boys did quite well today.
A bit frustrated you couldn't actually cross the line for a try. A couple of close occasions.
Yeah. I mean, as long as the points are on the board and we get that win at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me too much.
You're growing to great heights in this team, in the leadership team, the captain today. How are you enjoying that responsibility?
Oh, I'm loving it. Yeah, I absolutely loving it. I mean, I've got a great bunch of guys around me in the team, and I mean, absolutely loving it. I can't say much more than that.
We're ready to go to take on the Crusaders next week.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough game. No doubt Nelson's going to be just as hot as it was here today, so it's going to be another tough one, but the boys will be up for it.
You couldn't get a better venue than this, so pretty excited to get out here. Great weather. I think both teams controlled the ball for periods of the game. There were a fair few errors, but a really good start to the season, I guess.
The locals found it a hot day, but you've had a hot summer in Australia, so you've been preparing in similar conditions?
Yeah, it was 40 back in Canberra today, so we're pretty happy to be here.
And everyone in the squad got a run, that's the important facet?
Yeah, we pretty much rotated 2 separate teams. Disappointed to lose our first trial, but I think there's a lot of positives we can take out of it into the next game before the season starts.
Got the only try, and that's a rare thing in a pre-season game. They normally try fests, don't they?
Yeah, they are. I think both teams sort of wanted to get the win, and I think having 2 separate teams, I think both teams had 2 separate teams. It takes a while to sort of get into it, and towards the end of both halves, there started to be a lot more running rugby. I think if it was a full 80 with one team, there would have been a fair few more tries.
Well, you sent a clear message out with your scrummaging. That was impressive early on.
Yeah, it's been a real focus of ours. I think it's pretty important with the new rules. It's going to be interesting to see how teams play it, and there's a fair few different tactics out there today.
And what's for the rest of your build-up? Is this the only trip to New Zealand?
Yeah, this is the only trip, unfortunately. We've loved it, and it's only a couple of days. So we're back to Canberra, and we've got one more trial.
And one more step in the Super 15 ladder, because final last year can go one better?
I hope so. I mean, sort of watching the game and seeing how close we came, it was very disappointing. But hopefully we can build on that and see how we go this year.
I think the second or that third 20, we had a bit more ball and put it in the right places of the field. So we camped in there 22 for a while, so it was good.
So you come on to a few tactical kicks, give the guys a rest because it was a hot day?
Yeah, give myself a rest, more like it probably. It was the first game for 8 months, so I was blown a little bit. But I think, a few of our kicks are a wee bit inaccurate. we sort of want to do that a little bit more this year, but at times we got it in the right places and put pressure on them, so it was good. Yeah.
And they put pressure on you with quick defence as well. They were up in your face.
Yeah, they did actually, especially off set piece. We tried to go wide a couple of times and didn't quite work, so we sort of resorted to going in behind them and put pressure on them that way. So yeah, we'll work on those things.
And you pinched a lot of ball at the tackle, so there were those counter-attacking opportunities, just didn't quite finish them off.
Yeah, I think so. We hadn't actually practiced a lot of that as well, so I think Jamie will probably be happy. We probably won't be getting thrashed in that area. But yeah, we've probably just got to take the right options when we do get the ball back, and yeah, we'll work on it.
And I like the same sort of game sense of a real game where people took the shots at goal, took their chances and made a contest of it.
Yeah, and we spoke about that before the game and wanted to treat it like a game. I guess sort of later in the game we sort of wanted to work on some of our line-out moves and structured moves. So I thought it was a good effort actually from the boys. It was good to get a win on the board, and hopefully we get a few more.
And lots of competition midfield for you. Got a next couple of games to make your mark.
Exactly, yeah. Hopefully get a bit longer next week and prove my point, I guess, and try and get a starting spot would be good.
I think we probably weren't that flash at times, but as you said, the win's pretty good and it's a good way to start the pre-season.
Why were the tries hard to come by today?
I don't know, it's sort of, we got in good positions. It was probably those last passes or, just not consistent enough, I suppose. But, I suppose as the pre-season goes on, we'll probably start to hopefully finish those chances off.
And I think the defences were better organised than I've seen in some pre-season games.
Yeah, we've got Stormy McLeod, he's doing a bit of work with us, so we've got some specific coaches which I think is helping, and we can focus a bit more on certain parts of the game, so it's good.
Team fitness tested today. How was yours?
Yeah, it was lungs were hurting at points, but I think everyone on the field was feeling the same thing, so it wasn't too bad. If the other team was struggling, I think we were struggling just as much.
Good to test yourselves against an Australian team, something a bit different than a normal build-up campaign.
Yeah, I think it is. We see a lot of, we obviously play New Zealand players a lot, so to play the Aussie teams or even overseas teams, it's good for a pre-season to sort of, get a sniff of what you're in for.
So where do you see yourself competing for in this team? Fullback, Ben might want that job. What else can you do that you want to impress with?
Yeah, I don't know. Old Bender's going pretty well at the moment, as you've seen. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy just to be on the field, so I'm not too bothered where I'm at. But I'll just keep trying in the pre-season, and hopefully game one can be there or thereabouts.
And a good feeling in the camp this year, this early on?
Yeah, there is. We've got a, we probably don't have a lot of big names, but we've got a bunch of guys that get on well, pretty keen to work hard for each other. So I think it's pretty important in a team environment. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, what a venue, mate! It's Queenstown's an outstanding place when it's days like this, and they really turned it on. I don't know what the stats were, but it was a great crowd and it was an awesome atmosphere. So yeah, it's good that we snuck over there, but no tries. But we'll take a win.
I enjoyed the intensity though. It felt like a serious game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the intent was there certainly, and I think there was some decent collisions. Every time you carried the ball, you knew you'd once you got up, you knew you were back into the rugby season again. So, I mean, that's a good just to get the body through and get a hit out. I mean, we probably didn't string together as many phases as what we would have liked on attack and made a few crucial errors with our patience and stuff. But I think all in all, we'll be pretty happy with that first hit out.
They're not a small pack. I think they've got 3 2-metre locks in their selection, so that's a big team.
Yeah, there's some big boys in there, and big pack, and their scrum was pretty handy, so that was a good test for us. And obviously we'll look at our scrum. It was probably the disappointing part of our set piece. Our line-out wasn't much better either, so we'll scrub up on that next week, and hopefully we can put things right for the Crusaders.
And you're focusing on the middle row this year and staying in the lock. Is that where you're going to spend most of your time?
I'd like to. There's obviously some huge competition there. It's probably one of the positions that we've got some really nice depth. So, that gets the best out of guys, and hopefully it gets the best out of me, and I get a few opportunities this year. But yeah, I'd like to put my hand up and have a go there. But if needed at 6, I'll still happily do that if I get some game time. I think it's an exciting group, and where there's not too many big names, and I think that's the special thing about it is that we might get underestimated, and hopefully we'll bite a few teams this year, which would be very cool.
Not a bad start though.
No, it was good. I mean, it was a gritty performance. That's what I liked, and our defence was outstanding. And games are won with defence, and if we can finish some of the attacking opportunities that we created, then we'll be a dangerous side. So, yeah, I think if we look back on it, we'll be pretty happy with that performance.